listening to an audio article by the Common Constitution. Today's article is entitled, McCain Was a Tale of Two Men. First, I'd like to pay tribute to the Navy hero. Yep, John McCain was a war hero, not because he was shot down. That happened to many pilots during the Vietnam non-war war. It's what happened after. McCain was captured, then offered release by the North Vietnamese and allowed to go home. Like few others might, he refused and stayed voluntarily so as to not abandon his men, knowing full well the torture that he would be in for. He paid dearly for his decision, which adversely affected him for the rest of his life. And given the choice, I believe that Naval Officer McCain would have done it all over again for the sake of his men. If that ain't heroism, there is no such thing. But why would the left, who hates the military, be so enamored with McCain? Well, it sure couldn't be that he was the poster boy never-Trumper. Nah, that couldn't be it. Now, granted, it was a chump move by Trump not to order flags to be flown at half-staff until McCain is buried. But he finally did relent. His dislike of McCain has been obvious to all, but he should have taken the high road from the get-go. Just like Trump's juvenile dig at McCain about liking war heroes that weren't captured. That was contemptible by anyone's standard. But that being said, whoever made the decisions on the McCain side are equally childish. The president was apparently not even invited to the funeral and instead sent others. And equally as bad, if not worse, was that his own 2008 presidential running mate Sarah Palin wasn't invited either. This shows just how sophomoric the McCain bunch is. The reason, so goes conventional wisdom, seems to be that elevating Sarah Palin from obscurity led to the eventual election of the Trumpster. Apparently, Palin caused an awakening of slumbering conservatives and racists and xenophobes. All us white nationalist, anti-immigrant hayseeds that apparently prefer Nazis over the reasonable, moderate establishment wing of the party. The wing of the party who would rather side with Democrats than conservatives, and which also gave rise to that dastardly Freedom Caucus in the Congress. Yes, the party that freed the slaves, the party of Lincoln, Coolidge, and Reagan needs a Freedom Caucus. How low have we sunk? Anyway, the conventional wisdom is that McCain didn't want anyone being reminded of the fact that this was all his fault, or some such drivel. If he hadn't have chosen Palin, the country would be much better off and we wouldn't have Trump. Regardless of the reasons, what he and or his family did was petty at best. But no matter, because the folks at CNN are fawning after him, which is what Senator McCain always craved. He liked being the maverick, battling conservatives, and in particular sticking it to Trump. This hatred of Trump is why we see wall-to-wall coverage of him throughout the leftist media. The memorials of McCain and Aretha Franklin have even preempted the never-ending Russia collusion coverage. The left liked him because he had been a moderate establishment compromiser who crossed the aisle and sided with the Dems far too often, and was far too often an enemy of the Constitution. In the end, McCain was a tale of two men. He was a credit to his military oath, but dishonored his oath of public office. Thank you for listening.